Hello everyone, I am Amit Maru and today in this video we will be talking about one of the very interesting topic, that is auto scaling in AWS. So we'll be discuss about what is auto scaling and importance of Amazon EC2 auto scaling in detail in our today's video. So let's start. First of all, let me get started with the outline of our today's video. In our today's video, first we will discuss about what is scaling, and scaling has a two part. One is horizontal scaling and second one is vertical scaling. So both we will discuss in detail. Then we will discuss about scale out and scale in. This both the terms are very much important, so we will discuss in detail. Third one, that is Amazon EC2 auto scaling, we will discuss in detail. And fourth, that is benefits of auto scaling. So let us first discuss what is scaling and horizontal and vertical scaling. So to understand the auto scaling, you must understand what is scaling. So exactly if we say about the scaling, then scaling is nothing but we can increase and we can decrease as per the need. It is simply known as scaling. So in terms of cloud, if we talk about the cloud, then we can increase resources whenever required, or when the demand is very high, at that time we can increase, and when the demand decreases we can decrease number of resources. It is simply known as scaling. So scaling has a two part, one is horizontal scaling and second one is vertical scaling. So let us first of all discuss about horizontal scaling. As per the horizontal scaling, we have to add more instances when demand increases. It means that suppose right now I am having one instance, this is instance number 1, and this instance is nothing but the server. Suppose I am having only one server right now, but whenever the demand increases, then we have to add same kind of server again. So just I am adding same kind of server again. This is the instance number 2. Again demand increases, then I have to add another server. Again demand increases, then I have to add instance again. So in our horizontal scaling, we have to add more and more server whenever the demand increases. It is simply known as horizontal scaling. Now in vertical scaling, increase the size of the instance when demand increases. We are not adding more instance, our instance is same, but we are just adding extra processing unit and memory as per the need. So for example, we have one instance, so whenever demand increases, at that time we have to increase the power of the instance, and to increase the power of our existing instance, we have to add more processing units and more memory. So whenever demand increases, every time we have to increase the size of the instance, and this kind of scaling is known as vertical scaling. Now we have to focus on horizontal scaling. So let us discuss in detail about the horizontal scaling. In our horizontal scaling, we have a two term which is very much important to understand. One is scale out and second one is scale in. So first of all, let us understand what is scale out. Scale out, it means that it is a horizontal scaling where more instances are added when the demand increases. So just take one example. Suppose I am having one website or one application for my business. I am new in the market, so demand is not that much high right now. So we required only one instance or one server. So I am having only one instance, one server, because I am new in the market and right now no more traffic in my application or website. Now after few months, suppose demand increased drastically. So I required to add more instance to optimize the performance. Now only one instance cannot handle the load because the demand increased drastically. So that I have to add more instance. So I'm adding another instance, but whenever two instances are there, at the time we have to distribute the load between these two instances, and for that we have to add one load balancer. So load balancer basically used to distribute the load in between these two instances, instance number 1 and instance number 2. Suppose after a few months again demand increases, so I have to add more instance number 3. So I am adding instance number 3, and load balancer will distribute equal load between these 3 instance number 1, 2 and 3. So every time we are adding instance whenever the demand increases. So what is exactly the scale out? Scale out, it means that we have to add more instances whenever the demand increases. Now what is scale in? It is a scaling where the instances are removed when the demand decreases. For example, right now I am having 3 different server, 3 instances, and suppose after few months demand decreased drastically. So I have to remove extra instance to optimize the cost. Right now these 3 instances are not required because demand is not that much high. So I have to remove one by one instances as per the need. So I will remove first instance. Still load balancer is required because I am having 2 different instances. After some time again our demand decreases drastically, so that I am also removing another instance. Now I am having only one instance, and this instance is able to manage the load. So this process is known as ScaleIn. So ScaleIn, it means that we have to remove instances whenever the demand decreases. Now the question is, what is auto scaling? We discuss about ScaleIn and scale out. In scale out we have to increase number of instances whenever the demand increases, and in scale in we have to reduce number of instances whenever the demand decreases. But suppose if this process will be done automatically, then it is known as auto scaling. So simply, what is auto scaling? As the name suggests, auto scaling allows you to scale your Amazon EC2 instances, increase and decrease automatically as per the instructions set by the user. Amazon EC2 auto scaling helps you ensure that you have the correct number of Amazon EC2 instances available to handle the load for your application. Now, what is EC2 auto scaling in AWS? In our AWS, we have to make auto scaling group. In that, first we have to set the group size, or we have to identify how many number of instances required initially. For example, initially I want only one instance, so I am having one server, one instance. Then after, we also have to set the limit, scale between one number and another number instances. For example, scale between 1 to 4. It means that minimum I required one instance and maximum I required 4 different instances. So 3 different instances I need whenever the demand increases. So instance number 2, instance number 3 and instance number 4 maximum will be added with this instance whenever demand increases. Same time, we have to enable the scale in. It means that whenever the demand decreases, then we have to reduce number of instances. We have to remove number of instances. Another thing is health check grade periods. It is very much important in our EC2 auto scaling. It will automatically check in some periods of time. For example, by default it is a 300 seconds. So after every 300 seconds, we'll check the health of the EC2 instance, whether the health of the EC2 instance is good or not. If it is not responding, at that time we'll replace our existing EC2 instance with the new EC2 instance. Now another point that you need to note down here, auto scaling group cannot contain instance from the multiple region. It must be of same region. We can distribute among multiple zones, but we cannot distribute among multiple region. It must be of same region and it can be in different zone. Now what is benefits of auto scaling? The first benefit, that is maintain performance automatically. It means that AWS auto scaling frequently monitors resources underlying your application to make sure that they are operating at your desired performance level. When demand decreases, AWS auto scaling automatically adds number of instances so that you can maintain high quality of service. Second, take care of replacing unhealthy instance. We already discussed, will automatically check the health of the instance. Whenever the health of the instance is not good or our instance is not responding, at that time we'll terminate it and we'll replace with the new instance. Now our next benefit, that is a reduced bill. Auto scaling can reduce bills because most cloud providers charge based on the total usage rather than the maximum capacity for the infrastructure hosted in the cloud. Now next benefit, that is auto scaling can offer greater uptime and more availability in cases where the production workloads are variable and unpredictable. Last benefit, that is auto scaling keeps track of the demand of your application and makes sure that the application has a correct amount of capacity. So these all are the some benefit of auto scaling. There are number of other benefit of the auto scaling that we'll discuss in detail in our demo part. So these all are the some benefit of auto scaling. So this is all about what is auto scaling. We'll discuss auto scaling in detail in our demo part. So first of all, thank you very much for watching this video. Thank you again.